Hello and welcome to the Screenager Podcast, Episode 1. I'm your host, Jack McDermott, and joining me today is my co-host,
Ethan Gomez-Onley.
So, you might know us from our films such as American Rhapsody, The Cannibal Killer,
Dick in a Box,
but better. We've done it all, and we are here to give analysis to the new stories of the week, some of the new releases. We're just talking about movies, talking about TV if we want to. And yeah, anything you want to add, Ethan?
We'll talk about, some sort of oopsie of the week.
It's actually Oop of the Week.
Oop of the Week. I don't like that title. Streaming services and movie reviews for releases.
So on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the Emmys, some Star Wars stuff, Batman, Jurassic World, The Irishman, Ad Astra, Between Two Ferns, and streaming services. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
we should get into it.
Let's dive right in.
Okay, so starting with the story that brought the most joy to my life this week, the Emmys.
Oh boy.
A lot happened at the Emmys. There were a ton of upsets. Biggest one being Fleabag for comedy series. I love Fleabag. Ethan, what's your opinion on Fleabag?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Jack. I have not watched Fleabag yet.
Why is that, Ethan?
I just haven't gotten around to it. I just finished watching season 2 of Barry, so...
And Barry did take home the Emmy for Best Actor in a Comedy.
That was probably my favorite part of the Emmys. Bill Hader definitely deserved that. Like the season 2, I won't go into spoilers, but the season 2 finale of Barry.
Agreed. Season 2, Barry, highly recommend. Even more highly recommended though, Fleabag. It won 4 Emmys for directing, writing, acting. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, just insanely talented, absolute genius. So happy to see her winning. Also, we should mention Game of Thrones only took home 2 of the big categories when people were expecting it to sweep everything. So that's interesting.
Well, I thought it wouldn't, just because the final season has been getting worse reviews compared to the previous seasons. I personally haven't watched Game of Thrones yet because I just got HBO, but...
Well, it is true that the final season was less well acclaimed than its prior seasons. However, the Emmys are known for really highlighting and rewarding the final seasons of shows before they go. But this year was different because Veep went home empty-handed. Game of Thrones really underperformed, even though it still did, to its credit, get Best Dramatic Series, which is kind of given, but yeah.
I mean, that's a big award, so.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of big, Batman casting, woo! So Jeffrey Wright was cast as Commissioner Gordon, and it's seeming like Jonah Hill has been cast as possibly the Riddler. That's what I've heard.
He could also be the Penguin, but although Jonah Hill has been trying to get away from those typical fat guy roles because, he's been losing a lot of weight lately, so that's less likely, I feel.
Okay, now, me personally, I don't care that much about casting, especially for superhero movies, which often, anyone can play the roles.
Yeah, I don't particularly care too much. I'm excited to see the Matt Reeves Batman movie. I feel like, he's been working on the script for a long time, and I feel like it'll come together very nicely.
We'll see.
What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, no, I haven't seen the movie. I don't have an opinion on it yet.
Well, are you anticipating it at all? Do you have any hype?
Sure.
Okay.
Something I am excited about is the Jurassic World 3 casting, where they announced that all 3 members of the original cast, so that's Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, and Laura Dern, will all be returning for Jurassic World 3, which I am unreasonably excited for, considering the quality of its predecessors.
I wonder how much of a role they'll actually have in the film, considering Jeff Goldblum was in the last Jurassic World movie.
Barely.
And he was in there for a few minutes.
Yes.
So like, will they just have appearances like that, or will they actually be, you know, main or supporting characters?
Well, I hope that they're like prominent, but they don't like take the spotlight from Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, because I'm just trying to see dinosaurs in the real world, because like that short film they released with like those little videos at the end with like the wedding and stuff, that was amazing.
That short film was done very well.
I didn't like the like actual short film part of it as much as I liked the like end credits part with the footage. If y'all haven't seen it, it's Battle at Big Rock. Y'all should check it out.
Check it out on YouTube. It's
pretty high quality, yeah.
It's well made.
So now we're gonna get to our big story for the week, the one that I know you guys are all waiting for us to talk about. Oh wait, it looks like we have one more. So Kevin Feige's making a Star Wars movie. Yeah,
that's about it.
We'll find out more about that later. But now for the big story, Downton Abbey's box office. Woo! So me personally, I didn't see Downton Abbey because I don't like seeing.
I could not sit through Downton Abbey without falling asleep.
I wish I'd seen it. Honestly, I might see it this weekend because if it's like such a big hit, it seems worth seeing. Like the movie opened to what, like $30+ million?
About 30.
With like a $20 million budget. That's an insane hit. And I heard that the demographics, it was largely female audience that came out to see it. And it's interesting because last week Hustlers like dominated the box office, and that also had a big female audience. So it's seeming like these female-led movies are like really taking off at the box office. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it's really surprising, especially that it beat movies like, you know, the fifth Rambo movie, which
because everyone wanted to see that.
Well, it's a popcorn movie. You know, it'll get a lot of general audiences to see that movie. Sylvester Stallone, like he's a big name, and then also it even beat out Ad Astra.
It did beat Ad Astra.
Brad Pitt.
You know, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Just going back to Rambo for a sec, I did hear some not so great things about its subliminal messaging possibly being a little racist. So, you know, we're fine that opened to 18 million. Also, Lion King is still in like the top 10 of the box office. It's already made like $500 million. It's just killing it right now. It's going to be around there for a while. Yeah, anything else stick out to you in the box office?
Not much. I mean, Dora and the Lost City of Gold is making more money than I figured it would. So,
I mean, it's not a huge success, I'd say.
Not a huge success, but it's still making
money. The Goldfinch is officially one of the year's biggest flops. It dropped 71% from its abysmal like $3 million opening. And so Warner Brothers got to be pretty sad about that.
Yeah.
So now it's time for the best name segment ever, Oop of the Week.
This Oop of the Week is the Irishman, Martin Scorsese film, the de-aging that they're doing in it. So if you haven't seen, they revealed photos of Robert De Niro in the film. It'll be taking over multiple periods of time, and you'll see Robert De Niro de-aged to how young does he get?
He goes from like his 20s to his 40s to his 60s to his 80s in the whole movie. And just to backtrack a little, the Oop of the Week goes to the news story or trailer, whatever it is, that made us go, oop, I don't know if I want to see that. And so this, coupled with the producer's remarks that it's going to be a very long, slow-paced film, has got me less excited about The Irishman.
It is at 3.5 hours.
It is 3.5 hours. Now, Netflix did just release a trailer for that this morning. Did you get a chance to see that, Ethan?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was all right. Not much different than the first trailer they released.
See, the thing I'm worried about is I think the trailer might be misselling the movie by putting all of the most exciting parts in it, when really this is sounding like it's going to be a more thought-provoking drama. So, but like the trailer makes it look like Martin Scorsese's other like high-paced action movie, or not action movies, but like gangster movies like Goodfellas and casino, but yeah.
Yeah, they are marketing it more as like an action gangster flick, but I doubt it'll be that. I feel like it'll be, more drama than action.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it will end up being a very good movie, but I'm worried that the de-aging could be distracting when we watch it.
The photos they released, and even in the trailer, it did not sit well.
It's a little distracting. But the exciting thing is it will be premiering tomorrow at the New York Film Festival, and then not next week, but the week after, we will be seeing an early screening of it at the Mill Valley Film Festival, which we'll talk more about later. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, we'll have an earlier review for you viewers.
Yeah, it's gonna be my birthday movie.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, now we're gonna get to the new releases of the week. So that's Ad Astra and Between Two Ferns, the movie. So Ethan, you didn't see Ad Astra. Why is that?
I was busy this weekend, didn't have a lot of time. I did see Between Two Ferns. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I want to start with Ad Astra.
Oh, okay. You tell me about that. This will be a non-spoiler.
Yeah, non-spoiler. We don't do spoilers on here unless we say it. So, Ad Astra is the story of Brad Pitt looking for his father. So, Brad Pitt's like an astronaut, and he's like known for having like not like his heart rate doesn't go above like 70 or whatever. He's incredibly calm, like all this. And then one day he's called on a mission to go to Mars to send a message to his dad, who was lost in a mission like 30 years ago. And so he's trying to like figure out what's happening, because there's some mysterious power surges happening that are possibly going to doom the Earth. So this movie might sound very exciting, and it does have action scenes, which you can see in the trailer, but it's mostly a character study about toxic masculinity and the idea that men become their fathers. So know what you're going into, but me personally, I really enjoyed it. The narration in it was like a little cheesy, but the visuals are insane. The action scenes are incredibly well filmed, like when they're happening, very visceral. And Brad Pitt gives one of the best performances I've ever seen from him.
How does it compare to his performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which also came out recently?
It's very different. I do not know why you would bring that up in comparison. They're very, very different.
I know, but I'm just saying, like...
This is a very quiet movie. Yeah, the main thing that I didn't like about it was the narration. If you saw the visual album The Lonely Island released about the Bash Brothers, it reminded me of the narration in that. So
that doesn't sound...
I don't know. I'm just not a narration guy personally, but yeah.
I mean, narration, it can be very helpful for him, but also it can make it seem cheesy in a way.
Yeah, and like the narration, like it was well written narration. It's just, it was like, what are we? Are we Earth or whatever? Like, I don't know. It just sounded like a dumb guy trying to sound smart while like contemplating stuff. Like, I don't know. Just not my thing. I'm not saying Brad Pitt's dumb. I'm not saying James Gray's dumb. James Gray is a great director. I'm so happy this film was made, because like this is the kind of film that is not made anymore, and I very much was happy to see it on like a big ass IMAX screen.
To me, it sounds a lot like those very well made space movies like Gravity or like First
It's not
Man.
like Gravity.
It sounds very familiar.
Gravity's more exciting.
It sounds kind of like...
It's kind of like First Man.
What about Interstellar?
It's most like First Man, I'd say, because it's very realistic film feeling, and they both have like very subtle lead performances. Very good. Like Brad Pitt probably gives the best performance I've seen all year from like a male lead actor. Like he's killing it, but he's not going to get the Oscar because it's a very quiet role, and Oscars don't like quiet roles. Speaking of quiet roles, one that is not quiet is Zach Galifianakis in Between Two Ferns, the movie. Can you talk about that, Ethan?
Okay. Between Two Ferns, the movie is about Zach Galifianakis. It's a mockumentary about him doing celebrity interviews to restore his reputation and earn his own talk show. It's okay. I won't say it's a bad movie, but it's not for everyone. The comedy is interesting. What are your thoughts on it, Jack?
Well, first of all, let me start off by saying I love Between Two Ferns, like the Funny or Die show. Some of those interviews are hilarious. I found that the interviews in the movie were a little hit or miss. I remember some of them I liked very much. However, I found the movie as a whole quite forgettable, and I do not recollect much about it.
I saw it twice. I saw it on two separate occasions. To me, I feel like the highlight of the movie are the interviews. Like this
Definitely.
that is the reason why you're watching the movie. They're the best part, and to me, the funniest part of the movie. The actual narrative of Zach Galifianakis and his crew going on a road trip to, make interviews and get their talk show. It's very simple, basic.
It's been done before, yeah. It hits all the beats,
Very forgettable. Probably the narrative is really it's very cheesy at points, I'd say.
Can you give an example?
Without getting into spoilers, there's a moment, closer to the end where they have like a moment where all hope is lost.
Oh, yeah.
And Zach Galifianakis sees something, and it's just like completely obvious what the message he sees is trying to say.
See, I thought that was funny though, because they knew that they were doing that, and they did it so literally that it was funny because they knew the cliche, and they were like, yes, we are doing this, but we are going to do it so obviously that it's funny.
I saw that it was obvious that they did that, for comedy. To me, it just felt cheesy and bad. I felt that if they had focused, more on the actual narrative, it would have been better, just because the narrative was just to supplement the interviews. Mm-hmm. That's all it really was. The interviews are, very funny, and Zach Galifianakis kills it in those, but the rest of the time it's just kind of weird and awkward.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest benefit of this movie is that you can watch it for free on Netflix, and it's pretty much the perfect Netflix movie. It's a Friday night, you're staying in, pop on Between Two Ferns, the movie, you'll laugh, you'll forget about it by Saturday morning.
Watch it with a few friends.
Yeah.
It's pretty short. What is it, an hour and a half long?
Yeah, it's nothing life-changing, but it's a good time if you need something to watch.
What would you give Between Two Ferns?
I would give it, out of 10, a 5. It was pretty meh. Yeah, what about you?
I'd give it anywhere between a 6 and a 7, because I have to give it, the interviews were really funny. I laughed a lot during those, but everything else.
Yeah, and then going back to Ad Astra, I'd probably give that a 7. It's really good. The pace is super slow, but if you're in for it, it's pretty rewarding. Yeah, especially if you have issues with your father or something, it's really good thematically to that, and
Okay,
worth checking out.
Cool. All right, so let's get on to our main topic.
Yeah, so our main topic for this episode is which streaming service should you get? Because there are so many streaming services. There's Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Disney. What's the NBC one? Some bird, Peacock.
HBO.
Canopy. Yeah, HBO Max is happening. There's so many.
To this point, it just sounds like cable,
Yeah, so what we're going to try to figure out is for the people who are trying to stream on a budget here, if you can only get like one, maybe two streaming services, which ones should they be? So let's start with the original, the classic Netflix. How do you feel about Netflix, Ethan?
To me, Netflix, I mean, it is the, OG streaming service. It has a lot of great original titles and a lot of, classic TV shows. I'm a little iffy on this one because I have Netflix and I watch a lot on it, but it seems that it's slowly losing a lot of properties, and it just lost all all the Disney stuff, all the Marvel movies, all that, which was a big draw to it for a lot of people because a lot of people with Netflix, you wait a few months after the movies come out, watch them on Netflix. There's the Breaking Bad movie which is coming out. I'll definitely keep Netflix for that. But there's not much draw to it as there used to be. They used to have a lot of, good Netflix originals that they're all very high quality, but now it seems there's just they're all Netflix originals and they're not the same quality that they were.
Yeah, so I think the question for Netflix is, do you like their Netflix originals? Which there's a lot.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I'd say their series are pretty good most of the time. Their movies, such as Between Two Ferns, are a little iffy. I don't know, Roma is great, obviously, but besides that, they haven't had that many huge successes for movies creatively.
Yeah, there's movies like Bright, which were completely terrible.
I feel like they're just throwing their money out, trying to make as much as possible, but they should be focusing more on the quality of their content. But at the same time, they have enough stuff that their service, you're not going to run out of stuff to watch on Netflix. So that's a big plus for it.
It is getting more expensive, but there is a lot of stuff there. Not all of it is necessarily to me at least, in my opinion, good. But there is a lot of stuff to watch and you can pick and choose.
Mm-hmm. And they're pretty strong with independent movies that came out in the past 10 years. I'm always discovering stuff on there and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to watch that in theaters.
Yeah, they have a lot of smaller indie films that come on, and it's always nice to see those. All right, so for the next one, I want to get on to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Amazon Prime?
Well, aside from, of course, having such classics as American Rhapsody and Johnny Wick on Amazon Prime, they also have a lot of the A24 movies, which is a big draw for me because I absolutely love A24. I don't love all their movies, but they're all worth seeing. They're really ambitious most of the time, creatively exciting. And yeah, Amazon has the biggest collection of all the streaming services. They have the most titles. So I find that to be exciting, but I don't end up watching that much on Amazon.
I mean, what's cool about Amazon Prime is that if they don't have it, you usually, if it's, not brand new, they have the option of renting the movie or TV show or whatever. I guess with Amazon, they don't have a lot of TV shows besides their originals. They have some good original TV shows, like The Tick is.
You should watch The Boys. It's your kind of show. I liked it, but it's his kind of show.
I don't really have much draw to it. I might watch it, I might not.
You should. I will make you a bet right now that you will love The Boys. You're going to be like, whoa, Jack, this is the best show. No, I'm telling you right now, $5 that you're going to love The Boys if you watch it.
I'm not going to love it.
Then bet.
Okay, fine, $5.
Okay, right. It's a deal. It's official. It's happening. Ethan's going to watch The Boys and report back soon.
Not soon. Maybe I'll take my time with it.
Okay, well, he's going to watch the first episode this weekend and then fall in love and binge it all by Monday. That's what I hear. So, Amazon, in conclusion, it's pretty good. An added bonus is you get all the Amazon Prime other benefits,
yeah, you get free shipping.
Free shipping. Yeah, they got good stuff. They get music, I think, too.
Yeah, you get music.
It's pretty nice.
They have the Amazon Fresh stuff. want groceries delivered. Mm-hmm. It's you get more than just movies and TV. So that's
Amazon, more than just movies.
Yeah, so that's nice. What about Hulu? Do you have Hulu, Jack?
Hulu, I had it for a month. I watched some stuff. I don't know. I mean, they got some good stuff, but I feel like it's not a big contender for me for like the best streaming service. Like,
yeah, to me, it's not. I don't think it's very. I have Hulu, and I still have it. My parents, they watch a lot of house shows and documentaries. There's a lot of that on it, but I mean, I guess they are owned by Fox. And so a lot of
Disney.
Yeah, and now Disney owns Fox. So I guess like there probably will be a lot of shows that are taken off Hulu and going to Disney Plus, which we'll get into more later. But
I mean, let's just talk about Disney Plus right now. So Disney Plus.
Wait, can I give my final thoughts on Hulu?
Fine.
I think Hulu is. I don't think it's worth it just for the price point, unless there's a show on there you really want to watch. I mean, I guess it's got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's got Rick and Morty, some popular shows, but nothing much else.
Yeah. So now on to Disney Plus. So Disney Plus, it's gonna have like all the like PG-13 and below Disney movies and some Fox movies and National Geographic and Pixar, and it's all like $7 a month.
$7 a month, which is a price point that'll draw in a lot of people, just because it's that's like half the price of like the big Netflix, I think it's like what 3-screen Netflix price. I think it's something like that.
However, I will not be getting Disney Plus for more than like a month because they do not have that much content. They have like probably like 100 movies or something. After that, what are you gonna watch? Like they got a couple original series, but there's not much on there. I feel like you're gonna have seen it all after like a month, so there's no point in subscribing annually.
It's Disney Plus. I mean, they're obviously putting all the classic Disney stuff on there, all the TV shows,
Some of it.
movies.
Some of it.
Over time, they'll probably
Some of it.
Let me finish, Jack. They probably won't have it all available at release because they want to keep people tuned in. Like they're like putting out like 2 Marvel movies up front. Like I think like not even like one. They're not putting out much at the initial release of it, but they will have a big draw of it is I guess the original series that they've announced, like The Mandalorian or the Jeff Goldblum show, which do look
okay,
good.
But I'm not going to sign up for a streaming service just to see 1 or 2 series. Like, that's not worth my money.
You just get a free trial.
I don't think they're doing free trials.
Are they not doing free trials?
I don't think so, because that's the thing. Like, you get a free trial, you watch it all, then there's nothing. So, in conclusion, Disney Plus seems pretty good, but doesn't have that much stuff.
I know you're very anti Disney Plus.
Whoa. I'm correct.
Yeah, I'm right. I'll be getting it just because I have a brother and sister. They love Disney shows. My parents are like, oh, Disney, so we'll probably be getting that. Mm-hmm. Like whether or not I'll actually use it, and like whether or not we cancel it after a month, remains to be seen. But so far it's wait and see,
Yeah. So there's one big streaming service we haven't hit, and then I want to do one that's the most underrated streaming service. But first, HBO and HBO Max. We can do it all as one. Ethan, how do you feel about HBO?
I did not have HBO for a long time, and then I recently got it. And to me, like, I love it's expensive. I will say it's like one of the more costly streaming services, but some of the shows on there are really good.
I agree.
Like,
it's very expensive. Like I get it for 3 months a year, watch whatever's new, and then cancel. But right now I'm really missing Succession because I had it enough to watch like the first few episodes of Succession season 2, and now I'm just missing it, and it's really sad. But yeah, HBO, they have high quality shows. Not a ton of quantity in terms of movies, but they do have a lot of Warner Brothers movies, which are often good.
Yeah, they get a lot of newer releases, which is cool. But like, TV shows like Game of Thrones, Barry, classes like The Sopranos, like they have a lot of high quality.
HBO Max is going to have even more stuff, so that's pretty exciting, but it's really expensive. It's like $17-18 a month.
Isn't it? Wait, explain to me, what is HBO Max?
HBO Max is like HBO, but more stuff.
But more stuff?
Yeah, there's going to be like Friends on it. I think they're going to have a lot of DC stuff. They're kind of merging the DC streaming service into that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's just going to be HBO, but with even more stuff to watch. So that sounds like it could be good, but financially, I don't think it's worth signing up for a full year of it. Like maybe get it for like 1 or 2 months every year. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. Overall, HBO is a great streaming service. They have a lot of good shows. They got... I think it's worth it to get HBO just because of their TV show lineup is great.
Okay, and now for the one that nobody can say is not worth it and is just perfect in every way, Canopy.
Canopy is, you can't, just get it. It's free.
Yeah, so Ethan, can you explain what Canopy is to the listeners who don't know what it is and need to know about it right now? We are not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored,
yet.
But Canopy is a completely free streaming service. The only catch is you have to sign up with a library card.
That's not even a catch. I put in a fake library card number and they still let me stream stuff.
Wow. Okay. You don't even just put in a number, but it's free. You only get 8 watches per month.
That's never been a problem for me.
So you can only watch up to 8 stuff, but the lineup, there's a lot of indie titles, but
they have every single A24 movie except for the super new releases, but they have it all. It's so good.
Jack loves A24.
I do love A24.
Loves the streaming service.
They're making books now. Anyway, yeah. So Canopy, they also have a bunch of really good, ambitious indies. I was just watching this movie, Her Smell, on there. I'm gonna be real, I couldn't really get through the whole thing because it was kind of hard to watch and kind of confusing, but I'm happy that I could see part of it for free. For literally, you just need to put in some numbers and then you get access to hundreds of movies. It's such a good deal.
It's a great, free, just take it. It's not, there's not a lot of, mainstream stuff other than the A24 stuff, but there is a lot of good content on there. A lot of movies worth checking out.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, I know there's some streaming services we didn't hit, but I think we hit the main ones, like Criterion Channel. Sure, you exist. You're great, but no one's going to subscribe to you.
Do you want to talk about Apple TV at all? Or?
Apple TV doesn't have enough content to be considered a streaming service, in my opinion.
I agree.
Don't get it. Yeah. So Ethan, if you could only have one streaming service, which one would it be?
If I can only have one.
Plus Canopy, because Canopy is free, and there's no reason to not get it.
I was going to say, Canopy plus whatever else. I'd probably go with, it would probably be a tie, a close tie between Netflix and HBO, just because Netflix, there's a lot of stuff on there that I love. But HBO, there's also a lot of stuff I love on there. HBO is pricier, but I feel like there's a more higher quality TV to watch on HBO. But it'd be kind of a close tie between Netflix and HBO. What about you?
So for me, I'm going to cheat a little here, and I'm going to say I'd get a cycle of streaming services.
What?
So I would start the year probably with HBO, and then get that for 3 months. So HBO Max, Then get Amazon Prime for a few months so I can catch up on some indies, watch American Rhapsody, watch The Prick of Lost Dick,
I think that's cheating, Jack.
And it's not cheating because I'm only going to be subscribing for one at a time, so I'll be paying the same amount per month. It's just more. I get more content, and that way I can be more concentrated in what I watch, and I'll never run out of content by cycling through it. Maybe I'll get Disney Plus for a month. Maybe I'll get Canopy for a month and save money and go buy something nice for myself. So, yeah, my conclusion is stick to one streaming service at a time, but cycle them so you don't run out of content.
That
is genius.
That does not sound like you answered the question.
If I could only have one,
Just choose.
It would probably be Netflix. Like, I don't know. That's like the one that I'm not sure I could like live without. Like, they just got enough stuff. Like, they come out with like new movies every week. No one else does that. They're not always great, but Netflix, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
So speaking of streaming, now we have our weekly segment, Now Streaming, where we talk about a movie that we streamed on some streaming service in the past week. Ethan, what did you watch in the past week?
Okay, I'm gonna say I haven't, other than Between the Two Ferns, I haven't watched any new streaming service movies, but a TV show I will get into that I watched. I started season 2 of Disenchantment, the Matt Groening.
What's that about?
It's a Matt Groening animation. It's like The Simpsons or
Like, what's like the
Futurama.
plot?
It's about a girl, like in the first season, she's gonna, she's a princess. She's gonna get married, doesn't want to get married. Meets up with a little elf dude and like a little demon. It's kind of funny. I enjoyed the first season. So for the second season, it's been okay.
And
like,
where can you stream that?
Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It's just a miniseries. It's nothing too amazing. If you like other Matt Groening shows such as The Simpsons or Futurama, you will probably enjoy this film or this TV show. I'm sorry.
I may enjoy it. I've barely watched Simpsons or Futurama, so come at me, internet.
You haven't watched Futurama?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Something I streamed this week that I can highly, highly recommend to anybody, especially white males, is this movie, Quiz Show. So, Quiz Show is based on a true story. It's about this show that was running in like the 60s or the 50s, where it was kind of like Jeopardy or something. It was like a trivia show where people would answer questions and like win points, win money. But it's about how it was all kind of a hoax, and like the shows were like planned out in advance. Like they'd tell the contestants the answers beforehand to make it more dramatic and more exciting for the audience to watch. And it was really great. It's directed by Robert Redford, stars Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes, and like John Turturro, I think. And it blew me away. I was watching it on like a Saturday night, like expecting like not that much. I saw it was nominated for an Academy Award. It like floored me. It's like all about how like white men like fail upward and stuff, and I was like, whoa, I'm finally seeing myself represented on screen.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. But yeah, no.
It's a horrible thing to say.
It was really good, and I highly recommend it. It's streaming on Netflix. Like, yeah, just see this movie. It's really, really good. I don't know what else to say. Just watch it. It's great.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right. So for the closure of this, of the very first
so
episode,
we're about to wrap up. But next episode, we're going to be talking about some new releases, such as.
We're going to talk about Joker.
No, we're not. Well, we might be talking about Joker, yes, because I'm going to an early screening of it, and Ethan's not. So
I'm seeing it a few days later.
A few precious days later. We're also going to be doing a review of the new A24 film, The Death of Dick Long, which I saw back in April at San Francisco Film Festival, and
I will be seeing shortly.
It's something. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to say that.
We will be attending some screenings from the Mill Valley Film Festival.
Yeah, that festival runs from October 3rd to the 13th. If you're in the Bay Area, highly recommend to go there. Next week we're going to have our festival preview where we're going to break down the movies we're seeing, what we wish we could see, all that. So make sure you come back next week. In the meantime, if you're missing Screenager Productions, our movies are now streaming on Amazon Prime. We have American Rhapsody, The Prick Who Lost His Dick, Cannibal Killer, Ice Cold Killer. We got Johnny Wick 2 coming really soon. We're going to have the star of that on this podcast, hopefully. And Yeah, I think that about does it for the
I think
episode.
that wraps it up.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this. Subscribe so you can hear the next episode coming next Thursday, maybe Friday if I'm lazy. We'll see.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
There was days I was down, now I'm up and I'm flexing. Snakes and bees on my feet, I be dressing. Got some people hating, but I ain't really stressing. If you run up on me, hit you with the Smith & Wesson.